Hey, good morning. Let's go over today's trade plan. So in the overnight session, we saw a breakout above yesterday's high, which is already a bullish indication. And now heading into the open, as long as buyers can hold ES above the 49.69 to 77 initial support, they can maintain control and we can head up into the 49.9275 to 97.75 pre-market resistance, as well as the 49.99 to 5,010 initial resistance zone, which is a larger time frame and stronger area of resistance where sellers may still be active on first test. Now, as I've mentioned in the recent recaps, if NASDAQ can put in a breakout to a fresh all-time high, so if NQ can break out above 17,752 to 793 in a meaningful way, then it can lead to the S&P also rallying towards its all-time high, which is up at 5,028 to 32 . So even though the 49.99 to 5,010 is a stronger area of resistance, if NASDAQ is breaking out to a fresh all-time high, then there would certainly be the potential for the S&P to break out above initial resistance, and a break and hold above that area would serve as a bullish confirmation, which can then lead to a move higher into 5,019 quarter to 24 quarter, as well as 5,028 to 32 , and then above that there is no hard resistance because ES would also then be making fresh all-time highs. On the downside, we have aggressive support at 49.80 quarter to 83 quarter, and holding above that zone would be a sign of continued strength. It would tell us that the buy side is in firm control. Below that, we have the initial support zone at 49.69 to 77 , and that's the more critical area that buyers need to hold if the S&P is eventually going to head higher. And in the event that we get a breakdown below initial support and below the 49.67 HVN, that would serve as an intraday bearish indication. It would be a sign of a false or failed breakout pattern, and that can then result in a move down into 49.61 to 62, as well as yesterday's low at 49.54 to 58, where buyers may still be active, but if the market is selling off on broad market weakness and sustained downside momentum, then we could also get a break below yesterday's low and a break and hold below 49.54 to 58 and 49.48 to 50 would serve as an intraday bearish confirmation. At that point, we would have a confirmed false breakout, which is a bearish pattern. Now that bearish scenario only comes into play if we get a proper and sustainable breakdown below initial support and below the 49.67 high volume node. As long as buyers are holding ES above initial support and especially above the aggressive support zone, we will assume that the market is in a bullish phase, the buy side is dominant, and that bullish time frame alignment is in effect. And from there, if we can get a successful breakout above initial resistance, that is when full time frame alignment will kick in and the market can end up testing the all-time high area. So by default, our focus will be on the long side, and we will need to exercise caution on the short side. And the only time that we can really get aggressive on the short side is if the market puts in a proper breakdown below initial support. So that is the market context and plan heading into the open. Let's see how the real-time situation shapes up and how the market behaves at the aggressive and initial support, as well as the pre-market and initial resistance zone. That's going to help set the bias and tone on the day, and we'll take it from there.